to In the Kitchen with Gina Young. Now, what I'm going to do today is I want to give you all an update on my health. So many of you all has emailed me, messaged me, and everybody wants to know, Gina, what are they going to do? Okay? After finding out what they found out about your health, what's the next step? So I'm going to tell you what we did. Today I went to an appointment at my OBGYN, and I found out a lot of stuff that they're getting ready to do. And I told them I'm ready for the ball to get rocking or rolling. However you want to say that, I'm ready for things to get going. Okay, so now if you don't already know what's going on, what I'll do for you all is I'm going to attach a video that I did a couple of weeks ago to the end of this video so you can watch that video as well. I hope y'all are having a great day. Welcome to my new subscribers. Welcome to my current subscribers. I love you guys, and I greatly appreciate all of the prayers as well. So now let's start off with the appointment. So I had this appointment to see the OBGYN. I wasn't quite sure what today's appointment was about because she didn't really tell me. She just said, scheduled to come back and see me in 3 to 4 weeks. So we went. She said, what we're going to do is we need to talk about what's the next step. And I said, yes, please. I said, listen, because I just got off of my menstrual and it wasn't fun. And I'm not just sitting here crying about that. It wasn't fun. Okay. And so just the backstory, a lot of you that are familiar with me, you know that I have to get iron infusions twice a year because I'm losing so much iron. My iron numbers stay super low and things like that. And it can be costly. We've already talked about that. So she said, here's what we can do. She said, number one, she said, how you feel today? My blood pressure was up a little and I don't know why. But she said, just kind of keep an eye on it, She said, here's what we can do. She said, there are pills that you can take that can slow down, how much bleeding you do. And as she's talking, I'm shaking my head inside. I wasn't shaking my head in front of her. I'm just thinking, no, no, and no. Right? She's like, she's naming them all off. We could do this. She's like, it can. Most of the time it helps, but there are times that it doesn't really help certain people. Would you like to try that? And I said, no. I politely said no. My husband's sitting right there in the corner, at the doctor's office with me. And here's the thing. When I go to the doctors, I speak up. I speak up. When you don't speak up, you might get looked right over, right? I will speak up and let them know. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what I'm expecting. And not to be pushy or anything like that, but I care about my health, right? Do you understand? I care about my health. And sometimes when you go to doctors and things like that, you're not sure if they have your best interest at heart. So that's why you have to speak up and say, I'm not willing to do that. I want to do this. Right? So she told me about the different pills and I wasn't interested. She said, okay, so the next thing we can do, she said, we can do an IUD. IUD, you go in, I think she said you put it in the cervix. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, just quote me, it's okay. Right? She said you can put that in and it definitely helps, but it's a form of birth control. I'm not interested in that. I work too hard to keep this weight off. I'm not interested in any type of birth control. She's like, there's all kinds. She's like, it's the kind you can put in your arm and something else, right? And this and that. And I said, no, I don't want that. And so I told her, I said, so now I'm not interested in those. She said, it's okay, because we got more stuff that we can do. We're going to talk about it. We got to it. But before we got to that, I mentioned that I had went to my primary care doctor And when I saw him, I laid on my back and I did like a sit-up motion, and where I sat up half the way, and then this big bulge like about this high stood up off the top of my stomach. And he's like, okay, let me know with the OBGYN if she can do like a quick x-ray, since they do x-rays there. And he said, but if she can't, I'll send you for x-ray so we can see what the heck's going on in the top of your stomach, right? Because this thing just happened. It literally just happened. So he's like, but I am a little concerned, so you keep me updated. So I showed her, and she said, I can look at it. She said, but that's, I deal with the area down there. I said, I know. She said, but let me see it. Let me just see it. She said, look like you got a hernia. And I thought, are you, like this thing big at the top of my stomach, right? So she said, I don't know. Because I'm an OBGYN. She said, and she felt it. She said, that looked like a hernia. She said, here's what you do. She sent me back to him. And it's okay. Because like she said, she don't do that. She said, call him. Tell him to write a prescription so you can get the imaging, so we can make sure that is a hernia in the top of your stomach. So I'm going to do that today. Okay. And if it's a little too late this evening, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll leave a message or something. It will get done. Okay. And with my primary care doctor, they be fast. Like if I say I need to come in, they like, can you come in today or tomorrow? So I do like that about my primary care doctor. So we'll give them a call. And then she said, the next thing is surgery. Would you be willing to do surgery? I said, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. She said, but the downside is you may have to get a hysterectomy. I said, I don't care. She said, now a hysterectomy can be dangerous. It's the most dangerous one out of all of the surgeries to get the fibroids out. And I said, oh, okay. I said, why is it so dangerous? And she said, well, with any invasive, surgery, they all can be dangerous. She said, we just have to tell you. I said, I know. And so she said, now there's one that we can go in through like let's see, I'm looking. I wrote down notes. There's one that we can go in like through your veins, where your groin is. And we can do something to cut off the blood supply to them. And I thought, I don't want to do that, because then when we do that, cut off the blood supply and they shrink and then they're still left in there. I don't want that. I don't want it. Right? And then she said, well, there's another one and we can do this. And then she said, there's medication that you can take and it will shrink them. And then you're left with still pieces of tumor still in you after they shrink. I'm not up for that. And she said, now with you have had the tummy tuck already, you got a scar, the groin area. She said that's where they normally like to do their scar. She said they don't really normally like to go in the same area where like you did your tummy tuck. She said, would you mind a scar up higher? I said, I don't mind a scar. I do not mind a scar. It'll heal. And it'll one day fade. Even if it takes 3 years for it to fade, it will one day heal and it will one day fade. And she's like, oh, okay. So you don't want to have no more kids? No, I don't want no more kids. No, no more kids for Gina Young. Right. So she's like, okay, well, this is good. She's like, now, hold on, y'all. I'm getting a phone call. Okay. She says, so what we're going to do. She said, I think it's best. And she was feeling my stomach and stuff. And she wasn't able to tell me the size of the fibroids. And actually, I honestly forgot to ask her. I did. I forgot to ask her. I wish that was one question I remembered to ask her, but I just forgot. So she said, she did say as big as they are, they need to come out. Right. And, from the beginning, when I found out they were in there, that's all I've ever been thinking is get it out. Right. So she said, okay. So she said, anxious to see, after you get the imaging on the top of your stomach to verify this is a hernia. She said, I'm just saying, I don't know, because that's not my profession. She said, you let me know how that goes, right? And I said, I will. And so I'm going to get that done. She said, if you have two things that need to be done, she said, what they do is a combination surgery. And she said how that works is if you have a hernia that needs to be fixed and then you have fibroids that need to come out, the two surgeons will work together to get that done all at one time, and you don't have to go through two different surgeries, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. She's like, but all you gotta do, go to your doctor, boom, boom. And so I got to get the imaging done. She said, I want to see you back in 3 months. She said, so I set the appointment for 3 months to go back and see her. She said, if for any reason you need to see me before 3 months, come back. Just call me, tell them you want to see me earlier. We can come back. She said, we can come back here and we can talk about what we want to do or different options. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. So she said, they're going to call me about the surgery. She said, now I can't promise you when the surgery will be done. I can't promise you how soon it'll be done. I can't promise. She said, only thing I can promise you is that it'll be done this year. I said, how far back? Right? I said, because I'm in pain every day. Like literally my husband, every day, like if you know me or if you've just seen me, normally when you see me, I'm holding my stomach because my stomach hurts. Not a stomach ache. It's just pain because I can feel something is in my stomach. I don't know. But I feel like the fibroids are huge. I'm talking about like the size of grapefruits. That's what I feel like. I could be completely wrong. Well, we do know that we got something in the top of my stomach that's definitely this big. When I do it, my stomach's flat. When I do a sit-up, my stomach raises up this high just in one spot. Okay. And then by my navel is where I feel like a hardness and you can like feel a knot. So I want it out, y'all. I want to get this done as soon as I can. I'm hoping that they call me quickly. Okay. So that is how the appointment went. And when I left out of there, I was happy. You know, I was happy. I feel like this thing is getting started. The ball's starting to roll, however you want to say that. And my husband had a couple of questions as well. He was able to get his questions answered. He asked questions about me. So I'm super excited. So, and if they have to do a hysterectomy, then do it, right? If they can just go in and get the fibroids, make a scar a little bit higher than the tummy tuck scar, do it. I'm okay with it. You know, and then she had mentioned something like where they can zap them. I don't know what zapple means. I don't know what zapple means, but I don't think I was up to that one there. I don't know if I want to be, I don't understand that term. I should ask her to explain that. What does zap mean? We can go in and we can zap them. I thought you was zapping them when you was taking them out. I don't know. So we'll figure this whole thing out together. Hopefully these videos is helping somebody, even if it's one person. I think that females should talk about things like this because I never knew that having a heavy cycle was not normal. And heck no, it ain't normal, Gina, when it's like that, right? Like my husband can't believe it. He's like, is this right? And I said, I don't think so. But if you don't talk to other females about different things like that growing up, then you just won't know and you'll think it's normal. You always hear females saying, I don't feel good and all that stuff, right? But what about how heavy? Is it supposed to be that heavy? And it never was meant to be that heavy. So what she did, she said, here's what I'm going to do. She said, I think this is great for you. And my husband was all for it. And then I said, okay, well, I'll try it. So she says, here's what we're going to do. I'll make you a prescription. She said, this prescription is going to be like a pill form. She said, and you're going to take this and it's going to lighten up the heaviness. Okay. She said, so because we can't have you just, losing everything you got, right? It's going to lighten up everything to where hopefully it doesn't take all your iron, and hopefully you'll be able to keep some energy until you get the surgery. And then when you get to surgery, you just stop taking the medicine. I said, okay, I'm okay with that. And so my husband said, what kind of side effects does it have? And she said, and then she also said, you can ask the pharmacist and things like that. So I'm going to give that a try. So that medication should be at the pharmacy sometime this evening. And we'll give it a try. I literally told the lady, I said, I just got off of, my menstrual. I said, and yesterday and the day before, I said I was no good. I said I was no good, had no energy. I was just no good. Not hurting and cramps and stuff like that, because I've never had that. I've never been a female that has cramps. But the flow is what takes all the energy out of me, all the iron. It's bad if you gotta get iron infusions to be right? And I'm just things got to get fixed. And so when I walked out of there, my husband said, "Look like we're on the right track." And he said, I like the way you went in there and told them what you want. Don't let them just do what they want. Let's try the IUD. I think it'll work for you. If I don't want it, I don't want to get on birth control. I don't want no kids, but y'all know my tubes are tied anyways. But So I'm very, very happy with the appointment. And so here's what we'll do. When my doctor refers me to get imaging, and we find out what's going on the top of my stomach. And when I say top of my stomach, higher up, I let her know. And then if it's anything we can do where we can get a double surgery all done in one day, like 2 surgeons working together to do what needs to be done inside my stomach, then we'll do that. So until then, I'll keep you updated. I love you guys. Absolutely, I do, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all for watching. God bless. Good night. I love y'all. So now I wasn't even done with the video. I don't know why I'm talking about good night. Listen. So the next thing is, what kind of surgery is it that I'm going to get? That's the big thing of what I'm going to tell you. So when I find it out, I'll let you guys know.